Hello, welcome to Numerology for everyone. It's been a while since I managed to upload a new tutorial video, and that's mainly because I've been in contact with so many of you guys and a little overwhelmed by the number of readings every day. For those who are joining us for the first time, I'm looking for charts to be used in the yearly reading videos. During this time, I will be giving out free basic reads, and if you're interested, like this video, hit the subscribe button, and get in touch, either via YouTube or Reddit. As usual, before the lesson, let's do a short recap of the stuff we talked about in the previous lesson. So firstly, we talked about how the earth element number 5 is unique in its nature and the challenges it brings with it in the personal year of 5. And finally, we talked about looking at the big picture. We combined the information from the two charts and then look at more detail from the personal chart to identify the challenges that the person will face in the personal year of 5. This lesson, we will move on to a personal year 6. It is actually one of my favorite numbers. We talked about the meaning of the number 6 in the basic numerology videos, but let's point out a few interesting things. Firstly, it is a metal element, like the number 1, but of a yin nature. So think about smaller metal objects like metal rings, jewelry, coins, and stuff. That's where the relationship with money comes about. These objects are held very close to our body, so they are sensitive to the changes in temperature, and coupled with the yin nature, the number 6 is a lot about being sensitive to feelings. So if you look at the number 6, it is like a number 1 with a loop or 0 at its base, kind of what I would call a pregnant 1. This symbolism matches with a pregnant mom, ready with lots of care and love and the core of a family. So when we talk about personal year 6, these are the things we will think about as the theme of the year. With that in mind, let's look at the chart from our friend Dependent Young 7192 for this week's analysis. A character 8, strength 6, weakness 2 chart, or what I would refer to as a 268. If you've been with me through the lessons, take a pause here to see if you can figure out in brief what kind of person this is. And if you're ready, play the video again. So, I would think that he's a very responsible person, as seen in the 8, caring and sensitive person who values family, money, as seen in from the strength 6, and someone who doesn't talk a lot from the weakness 2. Did you get something similar? Now, for the yearly chart, we generate it as we always do to get a personal year 9 and a personal year 6. Again, I'd like you to pause the video to see how much you can tell about the chart this year. Once ready, play the video and check if your analysis is similar to mine. Based on the charts, I would suggest that this year is when a lot of things come into fruition. Firstly, a yearly 9 is going to be a year where things come to completion and you see success. In one, you might ask, well, the presence of 2 and 7 suggests that it might have to do with finding a partner. This coupled with the personal year 6, when the theme of the family is on the mind, we can say that this relationship is one that's more practical, one that considers marriage and not just for fun. The 4, which is with planning, is also proof that planning and organization of finances is going to happen with the meeting of a potential partner, suggesting that the person will be taking the opportunity very seriously. Now, we've been talking about looking at the bigger picture for clues to analyze the yearly charts and how important context is. Another way to look at the context is to look at events that happened last year because in some way they set the context for this year. So quickly, if we do the calculations, we see a yearly 8 and a yearly 5. The 8 relates to stress, especially in terms of money as seen in the 6, and would be the main challenge as suggested in the year 5. The need or stress for money will make you feel like moving. It could be a change in job, suggested in the presence of 3 and 9 and the chart on the right, or it could be you moving to a different state or country in search of better opportunities. Towards the end of the year is when you will receive help and guidance, which then leads into this year's personal 9 and 6. So think of this year as the year you've overcome a tough time, lots of stress and decision making, and things are finally getting better with you, finding a better job, relationship partner, and even getting clearer about your financial goals. So good job on surviving 2022. And in the next half of 2023, this is when you'll need to be a little more self-confident. Don't let the stress at the end of the year get to you, and you finish what you decided on doing. After all, the personal year 9 is when you will want to go all out and gun for success. So that's it for today's lesson. We talked about the meaning of the number 6 and its significance as a personal year. And in this lesson, we further explored ways to look at the bigger picture by reading the yearly charts of the previous year for the context in which this year's charts are to be read. I'm sure you've realized towards the second half of the lessons on yearly numerology, I've included a lot more analysis so that you can better understand how the system works. It does, however, require you to have a better grasp of the basic concepts of the 5 elements, the meaning of the numbers, and other reads. So if you're unfamiliar with them, do check them out in the previous videos. Finally, we have 2 more lessons left for personal year 7 and 9. And if you haven't gotten your basic reading, hurry up, hit the subscribe button, and get in touch. So thank you very much for staying till the end of the lesson. See ya.